we'll begin. And hearty good evening to everybody over here. And on behalf of AIFEST, I welcome you all to an one-on-one unmute session with the budding writer, maybe. And I cannot just confine her with the writing or just an author or writer. She is just a multifaceted personality to me. And of course, she is a social activist, and I should say that she is an orator, is a writer, translator, and of course, a very warm, stay-at-home mom, or it's not just stay at home; it's something else to do. Professionally, she's handling so many things. Creatively, she's handling so many things. And Mahalakshmi Raghavan, I really probably something that you can tell us about as a first question. What made you to choose career with transgender women or transgender? So how does it work? And you could tell us, you could throw some light.
Uh, Thank you so much. And I'm really humbled before you for the love, for the introduction that you gave to me. I'm literally humbled. Thank you so much, ma'am. And the first question itself is a math question because I started such a thought when I was 23. So I started the organization at the same age. It was just an ego clash. To be honest with you, just an ego clash because I've written a paper about transgender people. It was a research article, just a research article. I was not even in an intention to do my MPhil project in transgender studies because I had a thought of doing that in post-humanism. So I thought of why shouldn't we write a research article about them, since the conference that I was going to attend was about the subaltern people. So I did it, and it was a huge conference. In that, more than 600 people were participated. And when I saw the abstract, none of them were presented about trans women. And the chief guests over there were legends, very legendary professors. They raised their voice for women, Aboriginal, Dalit people, everybody. But even them left trans women. I couldn't hold myself, so I went to one chief guest in the break and I asked him, "Sir, how can you miss them?" The answer shook me because what he said was, "I just forget them. I don't have time." That is what he said. He spoke for around 2 hours. The whole session was his, but he forgot about them completely. And what he said was, I don't have time. That was the answer that I got from him. That freaks me. So I came back to my hostel. That was the time when they arranged a conference for hostel students. Most of the time, what they'll do for girl students, they invite a gynecologist and they ask us to ask questions related to sanitary pads, menstruation, and all those stuff. That is what generally. So I asked my hostel warden, "Ma'am, I can invite a celebrity. She's a trans woman. She can talk about empowerment, how they empowered a doll. That will be an enlightening session for everyone." She said yes at the beginning. So we started doing all those stuff, refreshments, invitation, and all. And at the end, she said, "Maha, you can do whatever you feel like. But only one rule that I put forth is uh, she should not reveal herself as trans woman." And I felt very bad, and that touched her ego. I was a student. I was very young. I don't know. Honestly, I was an egoistic person at that time. So what I thought, how can you say this word? And she said, our college was a conservative one, and we cannot let people like them into our campus. So that made me very bad. And I took their issue as a part of my research. That nobody can neglect. If it is my research population, nobody can neglect me, ignore my thing. And then my department, my guide supported me. And that is how it was started. And when I get into this field, I came to know the darker side of our society. It was the worst society I ever felt. I felt like the world is filled with wolves and vultures then. So I felt like I have to raise voice for them. If it is not me, then who is gonna to? So there it begins. So I think it's a long story, and uh, there it begins. And here it's been 7 years of our organization, and we are running it successfully. And many students and scholars are doing research. We are getting resources from our center, and one of our member has become a government physiotherapist working under service Abhiyan, and yet another has passed her police examination and waiting for her training at trainee. And many people are doing good.
Great, great,
That's
great.
all, ma'am.
Great to know that. Great to know that. Because, I should tell to the viewers that, she has written three books like The Overseas and Unheard Road and Kottravai. And Kottravai comes in, it just, wounds around this particular theme of, the culture and, history of trans women. And language is something that is closer to culture. That is how we see, and we find that, how the words that we're referring to transgender, trans women, have now been turned into an abusive words right now.
Of
How do
course.
you see that? How do you see that?
Ma'am, we have changed every word. Even the Tamil word natram, which means fragrance. But now what does that mean? It means a bad
Stink.
smell, right? In the
Stink.
same way, the word Ali, which referred to trans women once, was a good word. Even in Tamil literature, you can see Anagi, Pennagi, Ayagi, Nindrane. That is how they worship goddess. God Shiva as Anaki, Pennaki, Aliyaki. Ali is a very good word. They used to address God. But now the term has been changed with the influence of media. That is what I have to refer, because media influence is, how to say, it's worst part. As far as trans women are concerned, media plays a very worst part. So mm, that is how the word has changed. And one more word was used once, like Sirumadar. This is the term which was used during Chola dynasty. My second book, An Unheard Road, was all about that. I gave a very short list. I have to work on yet another book on like trans women on Chola dynasty. And this is it's like a preface to that book. Sirumadar was a word. And in English, we don't have proper pronouns for them, right? We, will, we don't have. But in 2007, Oxford University Student Union has put forth a term, a pronoun like Z, Z-E, yeah, his or her. We can address them as hir, H-I-R. In that way, we can address. In Tamil, they don't have proper pronouns. But in Tolkappiyam, during 3rd century, Tolkappiyar has stated that if a man identifies himself as women, you have to address him as aval. It happened in 3rd century, ma'am. 2007, Oxford University has come out with such thing. But it was 3rd century. Tolkappiyar had a thought about gender. Gender is not what is between your legs, but what is between your ears. Here, gender is. So he said, if a man feels like a woman, you have to address her as Aval. So that is how the name has changed. And even now we have lots of derogatory terms, man, to call a trans woman. And moreover, it reflects women also. There is no derogatory terms to address a man, man. We cannot scold them. If
That's
we want to, yeah, that's most unfortunate. If we want to scold a man, either we have to scold the women in his family, like
exactly.
mother, sister. We can't scold him directly. We don't have a proper word to, scold him.
It is so built, in such a way that, even the scolding is impossible when it comes to a gender, male gender, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So even now we have lots of derogatory terms, and but now it has started changing. And the court, the legal issues, they address them as third gender. But
Okay.
I don't have a good opinion on that. because I translated a book from Tamil to English.
Yes.
The Tamil entitled was Moondram Palan Muham.
Face
That's
answer.
being translated into the Faces Unseen. I don't want to make it as third gender. If I claim them as third gender, then who is second? Then who is first? Why they are first? Why I am second? Where the hierarchy comes? You're not supposed to. If they see, ma'am, I should decide what you want to call me, right? So in the same way, trans women they should decide how we have to address them. They ask us address me as trans women or trans men or anything what they say. We cannot stamp them with numbers. This is society, not a jail. Number one, number two, number three,
Exactly.
isn't it?
Exactly.
And
Very true.
and already they have a number. I don't know where that number comes from.
True,
In
true.
Tamil, yeah, even if you take attendance, when the number nine comes, the students started
That
laughing.
giggle, yeah, they giggle. They used to giggle.
They'll giggle, they'll look at that person. So already there is a number we are trying hard to erase that. But the government come up with another number, number three. So in English, we can address them as trans women, trans men, or she or he. If they are close to us, mom, sister, friend, by their name, anything. In Tamil, 3rd century also Tolkappiyar stated, you can call aval. If it is a trans woman, aval. If it is a trans man, avan. That's the right statement. And before that, there was in Tamil literature, pedi was a word. Pedi. Pedi. That was a pedi is trans woman, padan is trans men. Like Divakara Niganda, yeah, Divakara Niganda stated a separate grammatical rules like pedi ilakkanam.
Okay.
Yeah, how that is a gender trait of how a trans woman would be. And in Tirukkural also there is a statement called pedi, but that has been reinterpreted like pedi also means covered.
Covered.
So yeah, so there are some things, and in biblical reference we have the word eunuch.
Unique.
Yeah, in Bible there are 28 places which refer about trans women. In Tamil they call them as Annahar in Bible, and in English it is eunuch. Eunuch means castrated men, but it also refers trans women also. These are the terms for them, ma'am.
Okay, interesting. The linguistic profile, goes about a long, history actually, right? The thing is actually usually in a meeting or in any way in questioning you, sometimes we can go from general to specific, but we have finished off all the specific areas where you have covered up. The thing is transgenderism, something that is a taboo in the society that we even forget. We feel so hesitant to speak. Maybe so many things are there, that surrounds this word called transgenderism, which you've taken up to the foreground and to the it's something that is remarkable. Now the question comes from me is regarding the general about as a writer.
Yeah.
What is the position, being a writer? Okay, how far it is, how far you're happy about it, and how do you feel about being a writer, first of
That's a proud tag, ma'am. That's a proud tag. You know, soon after you complete a book and you get it with all printed, it's like holding your baby for the first time. That is the feel that we get. And it is always there in our mind. Writing, it's not like I write. It is the book chose me. That is how I felt. I felt like Kottravai, that's my favorite child among all the three. So I always thank Kottravai for choosing me as a writer. Uh, it it captivates you, ma'am. Writing, that captivates you, that conquered you, and it never let you to do any other work. And you cannot think like, okay, today it's seventh day of our writing status, so today let's complete 30 pages. If you sit, you can't even write a single word. It won't come, ma'am. But when you are engaging in some other work, like cooking, or even sleeping, you know, that will come. So when you, that will dictate you, get up,
Like,
right?
it's
So,
my time.
yeah. So then you will, if you start writing, it will run up to 30 pages, 40 pages, and 5 hours you will sit and write. So that is how a writer feels all the time. And I don't get stories from imagination and all. I take stories from the common people around me, and I observe a lot, and that is how I do write. And I think that is the success of my writing, that connects people easily. Even Kottravai, my target population was homemakers.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that is why I made it in Tamil, and I made it in a very colloquial slang. And I gave that book as a trial to my mom and my mom-in-law. They completed it in single sitting,
Nice.
and yeah, they did it, and that made me feel okay. Then it is success. So I observe things and I do write. That is how it happens for me. And being a writer, and our students has to be motivated to get into writing field, because as we discussed earlier, as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned, we don't have proper writers in English literature, isn't it, ma'am? We are good professors. Our students, they go to IIT, even abroad. They started teaching the foreign students as well. But where we lack to write something, what stops us to write? So that has to be motivated. That thing has to be uh, taken into consideration as far as English literature students are concerned. When we ask them what's your ambition, what you're gonna be, they say I'm lecturer, or I'm gonna write any competitive exams, or MBA, anything. But no one has come out with I'm gonna be writer. So I think that has to be taken into consideration. Uh, and being a writer, that's another negative thing also. We can't get any monetary benefits.
That's true. Absolutely true.
Yeah, unless otherwise you become a very big hit. Your book has to sell like hotcakes. Till then we have to struggle, because publisher, they'll get you the copyright, they'll sell it, and they won't give you money. They won't. Literally, they won't. I have experienced this. One of my books, translated books, has become a syllabus for Mother Teresa University.
Oh, good, good, good.
Yeah, for the PG students. Then under gender studies paper. So I know very well the university students and the affiliated students of affiliated colleges are getting that books all over Dindigul district and Theni district. But I didn't get any single penny. So that's how it's going on. That's how it's going on. So we have to know the nuances of getting into this writing field. We have to know how to market this, how to take, how to reach people through this. Because all of us are not J.K. Rowling.
Exactly.
It takes us time to become one. But we have to write, ma'am. Writing comes from within. We don't need to, there is no course to become a writer, isn't it, ma'am? So if we
Def-
read a lot, we'll write. If we listen a lot, we'll become an orator. That's all.
okay.
That's a simple formula. Yeah, ma'am.
That's true. That's true. Very good.
Yeah.
So, how is your family reacting to you? Writing about transgenderism and being a writer. How is the family? Creates an identity. Identify you.
Yeah, ma'am. At the beginning, of course, it was a struggle. I had to hide few things from my father. I stayed in hostel, and I have to meet a person, a trans woman, obviously. But I called him and said, "Appa, I'm going out to meet a person to get interview." So he said, "Okay, no issues. Take care. Path poitu va." And then he said, "Whom you are going to meet to?" A trans woman. What she's doing? She's a prostitute. Then I'll slipper. You go back to hostel. you, you don't need to study even. Just go back. But I didn't listen to my father at that time. I went and I listened to all their stories and all, and I came back. Ma'am, whoever it is, even our parents or parents-in-law, unless or otherwise we prove that we can do ourselves something better, and I can be safe and secure, I can handle myself. Unless or otherwise we prove, they won't support us. So that proving space, that phase of life is little struggle. But after that, they supported me like anything. And my parents-in-law, they are very orthodox, very, very orthodox. You can't even imagine that much orthodox they are. And it took some time for them to adapt what I'm doing. And now they are okay with that. After 3 years, they are okay with that. And even to my surprise, my mom-in-law presented me gold bangles when I published my book Kottravai.
Good, good, good.
So then later I found she also a woman. She had dreams once, but all her dreams were shattered. So when I'm doing, she was happy. Okay, she can take care of things which we can't do. So I'm getting full support from my parents and parents-in-law, ma'am. But we have to prove them. Yeah,
It doesn't matter which profession or whatever things that you do, to get an approval, you need to prove yourself. It doesn't matter,
yeah.
if it is writing or studying or even going out, anything, anything. All right.
And being a literature aspirant, we are always looked down upon by the people because லிட்ரேச்சர்ல என்ன படிப்பீங்க? What you are gaining in literature? என்ன எழுதுவீங்க? All they know about Shakespeare.
Exactly.
You read the Shakespeare, and they had a stereotype like we studied throughout our UG, PG course and all only dictionary. So they'll come out with new word and say, "See, what is the meaning of this?"
Exactly.
If we don't know, see, English என்ன படிச்ச நீ?
Exactly. This incident, I think every literature student would have come across about this incident. Like everyone, at least once in a lifetime, definitely. That's how
And
they.
even I come across a very worst incident of my life. My father-in-law, we went to an orthopedician to see my father-in-law's and mother-in-law's problem. And he was complaining about me. See, this girl also has back pain, neck pain, and all. The problem is she is studying always, but it is not worth studying. She's studying English novels. That's why that. That's why discipline.
That's
Just for a hobby. Better you can see TV, Lama. Why you are always poking your nose into any book? So this is waste of time. And the person come to take old newspapers from my home, and he was inquiring, how much will you cost for a book? He said something. It's about all about weight. We have lots of books. Our daughter-in-law has around 250, 300 books in the room.
oh my goodness.
And he called me, Ma, உன் புக்கெல்லாம் போடுறதுன்னா கூட போட்டுரு. அது வேற எதுக்கு எடுத்து and then like, oh my God, that's my only property that I have. I'll take till my grave.
Very true, very true, very true.
That's a common stereotype that people have that we are not doing anything. We read only for pleasure. So
And we
we
feel
have
that
to.
we are being measured by the monetary, success, isn't it? Don't you think so?
What, ma'am? Sorry, I can't hear.
We are a lot about measured by the monetary success that we get more than
Yes, yes.
anything. That could be the one of the reason.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
true.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's true, ma'am. 100%.
This session actually is, in regards to the International Women's Day that's coming up. Okay, that's
Okay.
we are celebrating this year. And this year actually, UNO has announced it as innovation and women, like uh, um, innovation and digital media for the women's development. It's something like related to that. No, I don't think that is somewhat related with the women's emancipation. Is every woman um, accessible to digital media or internet or information technology? I don't think so. And what is your opinion about it?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Since we are in digital era, it doesn't mean that we all should get into that. Am I right? Uh, it's all about individuals. We are shining in different fields, and even in literature, many things have come like digital humanities and all those stuff have cognitive science. We are including neuroscience, also including literature. That has become a Bisibellabad. Ella it's coming up. But what I feel is, being a literature person, when a world uh, runs in a direction, a proper literature person will fly in the opposite direction. That is what made us what we are.
Exactly.
And as far as the women empowerment, women emancipation or concern, even we have to break lots of stereotypes, ma'am. Lots. Because day before yesterday, I went to a lecture. It's all about, again, it's about Women's Day function. They conducted it prior to the Women's Day. It was in a college in Teni. The topic was empowerment. It's not a destination but a journey. That was the topic that I spoke about. And at the end of the session, they gave me a gift. I spoke about empowerment of women, how they have to all stuff, for 2 hours. It was from 2 to 4. When I came back and opened that gift, it was hot pack, ma'am. I was shocked, ma'am. Yeah, you at least you should have listened to what I spoke. If you gave me a book, I would have been happy. You again take me back to the kitchen with a hot pack.
That is how the society looks. It doesn't matter whether what is your content. See, we've invited a guest, she'll talk, and we have to give a memento. And if that is
If
a woman, that
women,
makes the job all more easier.
Yes. If it is a woman, that has to be a hot pack or any cup and saucers.
Containers, glass
containers.
Yeah.
If you gave me a book, I'd be so happy. I didn't know that they'll give me a hot pack. It's not without shame. I'd have asked them, get me a book. I'll come and get it.
That's absolutely nice. No, at least they could have given at least a dictionary if it is possible, or a
Yeah.
or something like that. But definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
The scenario is a little bit
Well,
very conservative. People, whatever they think, they just speak. That is something that is contrary to whatever we are. Actually, we are presenting ourselves in the society. That's how it works.
ma'am, they had a system in their mind, ma'am. Women are this. They can't think beyond gender. And we become prey to that stupidity.
Exactly.
They can't beyond the gender trait of what we can do. Though we are proving ourselves that there are the largest number of registration for PhD is Tamil Nadu, as far as women are concerned. And in the whole world, women pilots are a huge in number in our country. Of course, we are proving ourselves. We are flying high literally, but we can't get out of this hot pack, ma'am.
No,
we can't get out of
wherever you fly, okay, to what heights you're going, okay. At last, when you come back at 8 o'clock, go to the kitchen, get some chapati rolled out, get it out of the plate, and be a happy family. Happily lived ever after with the chapatis and rolling pin and stuff.
Yeah, even you are a queen, leave your crown in the garage and step in.
Exactly. That's why I was listening to this often as well. In the Nui's words, exactly.
You have a vessel full sink. You have work there. Leave your crown in the garage and get into the kitchen.
That has no work inside the house. That's how we've been, So what should be celebrated then? Actually the routine has started, like Women's Day celebration has been, is piling up in almost all the colleges and institutions, organizations. The women get so happy to wear a set sari or get them a lunch. That has become a tradition right now. And literally they do not know what exactly a Women's Day is and what are they up to. So what is whose voice are you or is your voice going to be? You're a writer, you're a woman, you're closely associated with transgenderism and the innovation in society, the social services, that side. So which voice you going to take it up, and whose voice?
My personal opinion is I should not celebrate Women's Day, ma'am. My husband should. my father should. My brother should. Even if it is an institution, it is always us who's taking an invitation to the principal saying, we are celebrating our own day. Are you coming or not?
No, the
But
problem
it
here,
should not.
what happens right now in some of the institutions is they collect money and they celebrate it. Now,
We
what is this?
we contribute to our own celebration. We celebrate ourselves. Well, there is no other go for us too, because no one is going to come. Even we won't invite boys, students into the auditorium. All of us girls, we celebrate our own birthday like we spend money, we celebrate. We should not, ma'am. We should keep quiet. We should sit back, and they should celebrate it. And when that day
Exactly,
comes, that is a
exactly.
real Women's Day celebration, ma'am. We should sit back and we should enjoy. It is like I can compare this to the homemakers again with a celebration day. If it is Pongal or any Diwali comes, we get so much of work on that day. And if it is Sunday, it is not a leave for us. That is one
Exactly.
Monday part one, a Sunday for us. We have to take non-veg. We have to, all the people will be there. No one will help us. So we have to do the same thing that is happening on Women's Day also. That becomes yet another work for us to celebrate ourselves. So we should not do. They should celebrate us. They should be aware of what we are capable of. So that has to be celebrated, I think. And as the question that you posted, as a writer, as a homemaker, or as a teacher, whatever it is, I have to be celebrated as myself, as Maha, as women, as a girl. That core part of gender has to be celebrated. That has to be equally treated. We have to not even 33% of speech, ma'am. We can't even get a front seat in our own car. We can't get. We consider ourselves. We know we won't get it. Go either parents-in-law will take, or our children will take, or even our husband take. If driver comes, we have to take the back seat all the time. So அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு குட்டி குட்டி விஷயத்துல இருந்து கூட we have to empower, I think. We always eat leftovers. Before our dog, we'll have. After us, the dog will have. We are in a hierarchy before the dog in our home. All the leftovers, we'll have all the leftovers. And the children know very well, no issues. நீ இதை வச்சா அம்மா இருக்கா சாப்பிடுவா. So that as a women we have to be we have to be celebrated by men. Not even celebration. If mere respect is enough for us, I think.
Exactly.
We need an equal respect, ma'am. That's a big celebration that we can have. Ma'am, what is the biggest celebration for a writer, ma'am? When someone addressed me as a writer, not women writer.
Exactly. True, true, true.
That's a celebration for me as a writer, ma'am. What is a celebration for me as a homemaker, ma'am? When I sit back and when my husband cooks for me and gives me. Or when he comes, get into the kitchen and says, let's share the cooking equally. You are also tired. That's a celebration for me when I think I'm a homemaker. And as a teacher, what is a celebration for me? I am getting equal pay like what the male staff gets. So as a teacher, that's a celebration for me, ma'am. So in each role that I am playing, I have a part to achieve. I have a part to empower. I have a part to celebrate. And we are all moving towards that. We think that women are empowered when we get into a job. No. All women are working women. Only few are salaried. All women are working women. Homemakers are also working. They are not sitting idle on sofa and watching serials. Isn't it, ma'am? All women are working women. And only few are salaried, like you and me. And it's tough job for us. You have to take care of the home. You have to not as monetary benefits, not be measured. The important is actually measured by emotions. How I feel in society,
Your
in a
voice is breaking, Maha.
or in
A little
the
bit.
space that I'm with.
Your voice is a little bit
I don't
breaking.
know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Am I audible?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So empowerment is not only about the position that I hold or the salary that I'm getting. It's all about emotions, how I feel safe in home, how I feel safe and secured in my society, how I am giving, how I'm getting permissions, or how I feel to design my own boundary. This is my boundary that has to be designed by me, not by someone else. If someone else designed the freedom boundary for me, that's not a freedom at all. So, so empowerment is, as a writer, as a teacher, as a homemaker, as a social activist, I have to be empowered, ma'am. I'm not empowered yet, and I have something to be celebrated in future maybe. And when man organizes the complete Women Day, male staff organizes the complete Women Day celebration, that's the real
Yeah,
celebration for us.
absolutely. Fine words, best words. True, very true too. Is that is the honor. See, when you celebrate your own birthday, what's the fun in it? What is the meaning? No, you don't. Somebody, you mean the world to me. You mean you had some. You have touched my life. That is the way. That is gesture that they show. That brings the
Yeah,
whole significance of the day. And
yeah.
absolutely very heartwarming words actually, Maha. And actually,
Thank you.
the meeting has had a reversal note. So I should feel proud to say that Mahalakshmi is from the place where I hail from, and
Okay.
from the place where I belong to, and I proudly tell it to the audience over here that she's a budding writer, and I really congratulate her on this beautiful day for giving out her time, precious time to us, and answering such a lovely answers to all the beautiful questions. And thank you so much, Maha, for being here. And
Thank you, ma'am.
really, really happy. And I wish you all good luck and more. You should soar more heights as a writer, as a woman, and as well as a activist. And thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for the opportunity. Let's all high together, up and up. So we know how to build a nest. So there is no issue for us. We can hide anywhere we want. We can build a nest of our own.
Definitely. If not us,
Yeah,
then who? Who else will do it? If not us, right?
yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. And on this beautiful day, I uh, I expect many women writers to come to the society, and they can speak, they can voice out not only for their issues but for other issues as well. So there are lots of issues going in and around in the society, the sexual abuse, because every 90 minutes a girl is getting raped in the society and she's murdered. And for every three children, the two children are sexually abused in our country. So we need to raise voice for all the people, because I wish everybody to see the darker side of the society. I'm sorry to say this, because everybody has to, so that they'll aware of what's going on, what's the business going on around women. So already we are in a web. We have to get out of that web. At least we should aware of that we are into a web. At least. So I wish all the women, all the homemakers in the world, very happy Women's Day. You all celebrate it with your partner and with your father and with your brother. Let us expect that day to come as early as possible.
Very soon.
Thank you so
Very
much,
soon.
ma'am. Thank you.
Very soon. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. Thank you.